Hey, this is Janine Bolin with the Writer's Hour Creative Conversations. And what we're going to talk about today is how to get on a podcast as a new author. I know what you've been through. Trust me, I'm an author myself. And when you get that first book, you feel like it's a new baby because it's taken you a long time to get there. There's a whole process of making sure you got the right covers, making sure you have beta readers, making sure you have proofreaders and editors, and whether you're self-published or you got published by a big marketing firm, doesn't matter. It's still a process. And first of all, as an author to a new author, I want to say congratulations, job well done. I would like you to take a few moments to just go, yes, I did that. And I realize I'm giving a virtual pat on the back because it's a process. But now you're moving into a whole new process. And that means the marketing of a book. And trust me, I haven't met an author yet that came from any other field than marketing. Some of the marketing people know how to do this, but even my marketing people have been like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Because how do I get on a podcast as a new author, they say. And people will say, you've been in marketing for 15 years, but there seems to be some sort of blinders that come down when it's your own book. So let's talk a little bit about that. First, it's kind of the marketing images, right? You kind of start wandering around trying to figure out, how am I going to market my book? And often people will say having the book in the hands of your readers is what's most helpful. So if you can have people looking at your book or reading your book, have it on their phone, that kind of thing. But really what promotes the book is you being in front of other people. Now, I come from radio. Back in 1987, I was working on radio and had a high school show called Spotlight on DHS. And that's where I got my first taste of being in media. But still, I struggled with my own getting the phone to ring to have people want me on their shows and that sort of thing. So I'm going to give you a few tips here of how to get on a podcast as a new author. Right now, you're kind of a one-hit wonder, right? You've got this single book. However, believe it or not, that message is good enough. That's good enough. You don't have to have a whole bunch of books to be a quality, effective guest on these podcast shows. The key is a media kit. You want to have a media kit. Take a couple of hours and I want you to put together a stellar media kit. And this is kind of what it's going to look like. Go onto Google Docs and start building it. And really the time is not in the actual kit itself. It's grabbing all the pieces that you have scattered all over the internet, friends' phones, your phones, getting all those images and content together. Now, I have a course for $37 you can take, but for the most part, then what do? You've got a media kit. Now, what do you do with that media kit? And that is you start reaching out to podcasters, bloggers, and YouTubers. YouTubers, and bloggers, they're all kind of merging together. It used to be very disparate groups, and now you find people that have multimedia platforms. So what you want to do is kind of watch some of these YouTubers, listen to some podcasts, or read through some blogs. And if you find somebody where you're like, you know what, my book would fit into their message very well, send them a request and say, hey, I'd like to be on your show. And here's my media kit so that you can look at me and see if we're a good fit. That immediately elevates you and separates you out from the crowd, because it's obvious that as an author, you have your act together. You're not just somebody throwing their book around and going, hey, I want to be on your show. You actually are requesting, you're telling them what show you watched and why you thought it was a good fit. Why? Because they have their reputation on the line. As a media show host of any kind, even if they're a blogger, they have a readership that they have to take care of. That community was hard won for them, and they want to make sure that they stay not only consistent in their own message, but they have quality guests. They just don't want somebody that's going to take their community for a ride and start pummeling them with emails. They want somebody who is what they say they are. WYSIWYG, as we used to say, right? What you see is what you get. You want somebody like that. So anyhow, as you move forward with your media kit, those are the ways that how you get on a podcast as a new author. So some people say, but Janine, I don't have a website. I'm so new. I just got my book. Grab a Facebook group or put up your name and have author. Like create a page, just create an author page on Facebook. And then on the button that says learn more, they can send you an email through that. Click that button. They can send you an email and you can start sending out little freebies that way, little character sketches, if you will, or a tip sheet. You can start off without a website and still be seen as somebody who has their act together and is a quality guest for all these wonderful people out there that have shows that want you on their show. It's just they want to make sure that you're going to take care of their people, right? So this is Janine Bolin with the Writer's Hour, Creative Conversations. We have a Facebook group. If you are an author that would very much like to be on podcasts, we have a whole group of podcasters that would be love to interview you, but you must have a media kit. If you don't know how to build one, go ahead and in the comments below, you'll see how I have a link. You can go to www.the8gates.com/creative conversations, and that will show you where that media kit course is. $37, a couple hours of your time, you'll have that sucker together. Then join us on the Facebook group. We'd love to have you. And I will be glad to personally interview you on my show. And then we can move you on to the rest of the community. So this is Janine Bolin with the Writer's Hour, Creative Conversations. And I hope this has helped you get, how do I get onto a podcast as a new author? Hope I was able to answer that question for you. Have a great day and know that you're in good hands with us. Take care.